Hello, everybody. Welcome to, let's see, where are we? Okay, so this was the original name of the presentation. So this is actually my third AIM Summit, so I'd have to thank Zach and AIM Summit and Raha for everybody for having me. First one I came to was like last year, and I was speaking on a panel. Then in AIM Summit in Dubai, I actually spoke on the topic of unlocking the potential of Web3 through Consumer DeFi, iGaming, Memecoins. Actually, there wasn't Memecoins yet, just entertainment. But I figured, since this is an alternative investment summit, people probably just want to know, how do I actually make money on crypto? So I figured, I changed the topic to capitalizing on Web3, how to really, really make money on Web3, because what I noticed at AIM Summit was most of the talks and conversations are really about Bitcoin. And just a little bit of history, I got into Bitcoin back in 2013 when it was about $60. So I would used to sit up on a lot of the panels and talk about how to make money on Bitcoin mining. And I actually have a surprise for Bitcoiners today. We're going to be talking a little bit about ordinals and runes and whatnot. So my job at these alternative investment summits is really to present a lot of the things that people haven't heard of yet. So some of the stuff may seem very, very esoteric because it is, but most of the things that we will be covering are going to be the big investment trends over like the next 5 to 10 years. So capitalizing Web3 is the topic. And how to capitalize on Web3? Well, I believe to really capitalize on Web3, you have to understand the potentials of how we can unlock Web3 with a consumer DeFi, iGaming, Memecoins, NFTs, and the entertainment space. So first off, what is Web3? Raise your hand here if you actually know what Web3 is. So, and then if you don't know, that's probably most of the room, so about 20%. So before, even when I was speaking about Bitcoin, it would be kind of the same. So that means a lot of you today, this is a good education exercise on kind of what Web3 is. So Web3, it's the next evolution of the World Wide Web. Web 1 was really, Amazon and the first generation of email. Web 2 was, Facebook, Google. Web 3 really, really now is anything that's kind of pretty much decentralized. So for those of you that have used Trust Wallet, MetaMask, that's really the core of Web3. Token and crypto-based economies, really, really no centralized exchange, right? So these are all the decentralized technologies that are incorporated and built around blockchain specifically, so pure blockchain. So even mobile web apps that connect to Web3, technically they're what we call the Web 2.5 because they're bridging Web 2 technologies with Web 3. Okay, and then what is DeFi? So how many of you here know what DeFi is? Raise your hand. Okay, so a little bit more people know what DeFi is. So DeFi is the concept of decentralized finance, and decentralized finance means it's all self-custody. It means when I transact in a peer-to-peer format. There's no centralized exchanges. So what are the challenges of Web3 and DeFi? Well, this is kind of the fun part. I like working on and investing in very, very difficult problems. So the challenge of DeFi right now is that it's still relatively difficult for people to use. Most people right now are more comfortable using centralized exchanges. Our goal really is to kind of help make the process of using DeFi a bit easier. So Web3 is also challenging to understand, so that's why we're here. And crypto custody, how many people here are comfortable holding their own keys with the 12 seed phrases? Raise your hands. So a smaller group as well. So this is also another challenge. Onboarding and off-ramping, also very, very difficult. Consumer adoption curve is very, very steep. So everybody in this room is technically a consumer. So the whole goal of crypto is hopefully in a few years, this room, when I ask everybody what Web3 and what consumer wallets are, or for non-custodial, everybody will raise their hands. So a solution to some of these challenges, it's a protocol that I've invested in and co-founded called Lifecom. So what does Lifecom actually do? Well, it's a protocol that's evolved over the last 2 years. I've invested about $27 million of my own money into this thing. Over the last 2 years, we built this in the bear market. There's a permission and curated L1, and I'll go into this a little bit more on the technical side. Consumer DeFi experience through a web and mobile app. We've vertically integrated the infrastructure layer, also with the application layer. And then we've also created kind of a stable coin through a project called L3 Reserve, which I'll talk a little bit about offline. And then there's collateralized lending, real-world assets through L3 Reserve. So what are some of the keys to unlocking the potential of Web3? I've identified really kind of 4 areas that you need to look at, and kind of what our protocol has addressed. But I think it's important as investors to take a look at these areas and how projects integrate some of these, because over the last 2 years of building the Life protocol and investing in it, we've really, really come a long way in seeing kind of how the world is converging between online and offline. So we believe that these keys will help solve some of the challenges and help capture a lot of the value and the crypto that blockchain provides, outside of Bitcoin, of course. So first, consumer DeFi. In order to make DeFi easier for consumers to adopt, first we have to make self-custody easier. So this is already happening. Even this wallet, you see the QR code, you can actually download it. Now you can back up with iCloud keychain, so you don't necessarily have to write down your 12 words, so that we recommend you do. Then there's also the Google Smart Lock backup of seed phrases. These are just some of the things that are super important for making it easy for users to do. Also, some of the features in the app we're adding include being able to kind of just do earn higher yield swap and leverage trade inside a mobile app DeFi without a centralized exchange. Then the second part that's very, very important, last year I went to an event called IGB, and I believe also a Sigma, and ICE in January. And iGaming, which is pretty much online internet gambling, is a very, very big part of the crypto space. But a lot of people don't recognize this. Most of the utility of crypto right now is used for online gaming. But what people don't realize is that online gaming companies have invested a huge chunk of money in payment processors, online banking, and even DeFi and blockchain protocols. We've seen this firsthand. So we really, really believe that taking a look at the iGaming space is very, very important if you're an investor in the space. What we're doing in the iGaming space is we're providing a stable asset, permission layer 1, with Life as a gas token and L3USD as a stable asset. So why iGaming? Why is iGaming very important? Well, just take a look at this. 80% of all payments that are done in the iGaming space is done through USDT and stablecoin. So I think last year was about 60 billion, or sorry, about 75 billion. This number is expected to continue to grow. So if you're in crypto and you're investing in crypto and alternative assets, you need to be looking at the iGaming space, because a lot of the technology and a lot of the blockchain projects are going to be providing utility for the iGaming space. And then the third part that's super important that people don't realize is the entertainment side. Entertainment's actually very, very important in the crypto space. Crypto really, really lacks one thing, which is, in my opinion, culture. So a lot of us that make a lot of money in this space, well, we want to experience the culture. So we believe that marrying culture with offline is very, very important in helping building branding and access. So this is why we've done Formula One, we've done MotoGP, and there's been musicians and DJs that are actually part of the protocol itself. So for those of you that are big F1 fans, Pierre Gasly's, one of our ambassadors for Life, and Fabio is a world MotoGP champion, also part of Life. And then Sasha and Barek. So Barek, very, very famous DJ. We're actually sending him to outer space. He'll be one of the first DJs to play a DJ set in outer space at 50,000 feet. That's pretty cool. And for this presentation, I think a lot of people were very, very interested in the whole meme coin craze. And I can tell you in the last 6 months, meme coins and NFTs have really, really changed the game in crypto. Right now, if you look at platforms such as Instagram and Snapchat, it's all about attention. We live in the age of the attention economy. I mean, they even said now younger kids, they want to be influencers versus a scientist. So this is just the world we live in. So at least when it comes to crypto, attention is the key to success in projects. Also, I never thought I would say this, but Andrew Kang, one of the famous guy on Twitter that deals with investment, says, meme coins are now an alternative asset class, like for hedge funds. And I'm not making this up. And NFTs and meme coins are a great way of community building. But this was on Bloomberg, okay? Hedge funds are succumbing to the mind-boggling returns of meme coins. There's about 54 billion in market cap in crypto alone. I think Dogecoin is worth $28 billion. So about 54 billion in assets are for market cap is in meme coins. Now, not all of this is liquid, but there is quite a bit of liquidity from VCs that are going into meme coins. Specifically, look, Andreessen, Horowitz, Pantera Capital, all of these guys are investing in meme coins. Hack VC. So I'm not sure why. I guess when I did this, it converted to PDF. It's a little bit off, so you have to apologize. So if you take a look at if I was to say right now, this is the entire crypto market. You have assets and attention. This is all of this. This is real projects, and this is all meme coins. That's really kind of where most of the attention, at least in DeFi and crypto, is going right now. So as an investor, we think this trend is going to continue, but it's going to go in waves. And we've seen the waves where you have 1 or 2 weeks where meme coins are hot, then they kind of cool off, and then keep coming back. So it's important to pay attention to meme coins. And projects that even have fundamentals right now aren't really capturing the attention without meme coins. So what we've done is we created this project as a community project called the Book of Life, which is essentially just a JPEG of a frog holding a book, but it's the Book of Life. So life is our, like the DeFi protocol. And what we discovered was that people felt more connected to this than the actual protocol itself. So, we spent 2 years building a protocol. Then we spent over the last month really just kind of experimenting with kind of how meme projects and community works. And you would have people that would say they're interested in investing in the protocol, but when you send them a picture of the JPEG, they went to the website and just sent money to a picture that all it was a JPEG. So this is the kind of crazy world we live in crypto right now. And this project, in the first week, without any kind of marketing, raised about 2,000 Solana, which was about $400,000 at the time. So yes, this is one of the projects that's part of the part of life, which is the Book of Life. And if you were in Dubai for Token 2049, who was here for Token 2049? Just 2 people. We put up an experiment just to see how many people would notice this. So all of Dubai people would see just a floating picture of a frog with just the ability to scan. So this is part of an experiment of seeing kind of how effective it is to use memes to attract attention to a real project. So you have a lot of projects that are just meme coins, but at the end of the day, they just die off. So what we see as the next trend is a lot more projects will adopt meme coins and tokens to help drive attention to the real projects. And a lot of people don't know this, but Bitcoin actually started off as a meme to gold, believe it or not. So technically, all of you are investing in the biggest meme coin right there. It's called Bitcoin. So just some interesting facts even about life as a protocol. It's up 70% since we started this experiment with like the frog and a JPEG. So we got a lot more attention. There's like about a 30 to 40% increase in number of Twitter followers and whatnot to the project just because of this one frog and because of Token 2049. So real numbers and real metrics. I also wanted to give special mention to some of our friends and partners. How many of you here have heard of 9gag? 9gag? Man, not a lot of people here like humor, huh? So 9gag is the #1 website in the world. It's a Web2 company that just deals with memes. So they have 330 million users. That's how many people are looking at memes. Company based out of Hong Kong, really, really smart guys, funded by, I believe it was 500 startups. And they created this token called Meme, which is traded on Binance now. I think it's trading at around 2.4 cents. But Memeland has successfully curated a community of over 1 million users that are just focused on memes. And what's really cool about Memeland is they're one of the first people to really focus on Bitcoin ordinals and Bitcoin runes. So how many of you have heard of ordinals or runes? Raise your hands. Okay. Oh, wow, this room. So there are some degens in this room. Okay, so why I think it's important to focus a little bit of time on runes and Bitcoin and ordinals is we've all, when Ethereum launched in about 2017, and when Ethereum launched, there's really no use case for Bitcoin except it's a great store of value. Now, Bitcoin has some utility. With runes, you have tokens that you can actually create on Bitcoin, and with ordinals, since Taproot, you can actually mint NFTs. One of the most amazing things about this new Taproot upgrade is with the change from ecliptic curve to Shore signatures, you can actually store up to 4 megabytes of data, which allows JPEGs to be stored on the Bitcoin blockchain. It's really cool, innovative stuff. So if you want to know about RuneCoin, RSIC, this is the first rune that just launched yesterday. It's a Bitcoin rune coin, and this was launched by the Memeland guys. And then another project that I'm very excited about, we've kind of co-invested in. It's called DeFi Gold. They're really focused on DEX and NFT marketplace for Bitcoin ordinals, Taproot, everything. So take a look at DeFi Gold. So these are some of our partners in our ecosystem. So in summary, the Life ecosystem, what we're really trying to do, not just by ourselves, but working with partners such as Memelands, such as DeFi Gold, is to really bring all of these things into one ecosystem where we partner to make it much easier for the average consumer to get into crypto and use. So the goal of the protocol, like I said, is to unify the experience, make DeFi easy for everybody to use. So how do you capitalize on this opportunity? Well, there's a couple of ways. One is you can support the ecosystem, you can buy Life. So there's different ways you can do it. You can buy it on Bitmart, you can buy it on Bitfinex, you can buy it on MEXC. Yes, we're working on Binance and OKX listings, those are in the pipeline. You can buy it directly through DeFi. And then option 5, which is kind of why we're here, we're the platinum sponsor, is if you don't want to deal with all of that extra nonsense of self-custody and whatnot, you can invest in the hedge fund. These are a little bit more detailed, minimum investments, $1 million, but we do a mix of Bitcoin, Ethereum, stablecoins, Life, meme coins, ecosystems, altcoins, etc. So I've been doing this for a long time. This is kind of my focus. And I made this yesterday. I thought it would be really cool for people to kind of just see the different risk levels. So if you see, they say boring makes money. So Bitcoin is kind of that big money maker. And for all of you that like the slide, don't worry. I think the presentation will be available offline. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana are kind of what I call the boring to medium risk investments for everybody. So if you're just getting into crypto, by all means, invest in those. The hedge fund is kind of between the medium and high, and then the high is kind of like high risk is Life, and then the degen is the Book of Life, Dog with Hat, Tomb Finance, and Rune. So if you take a look, you can make 2 times, 5 times, 10 times, 25 times, 100 times, or 500 times your money. So if you're an asset allocator and an investor, I think this is a very good chart to look at to see where you want, how you want to place your bets. And who am I? So I'm the founding and managing director of Quantum Fintech Group. I've been running hedge funds in crypto since 2014. In the peak of the previous bull market, I was managing about 2.3 billion in assets. Founder of the Life Protocol, L3 Reserve, and Quantum Fintech Group. Early investor in Phantom and Tomb, if you guys know about it. And then, based in Abu Dhabi, I own the Phantom Developer Conference and the Miami Conference. So I want to thank everybody for your time. I know it's very valuable here. Unfortunately, this time I'm not putting on a party because we're still kind of hungover from the Token 2049 event. But I promise next time we will do something. This is my contact. Thank you, everybody.